Sometimes comic books come into your life when they're ready to, and you just have to take advantage of that moment. I've said that many times, and in today's video, we're going to look at my top 12 back issue pickups of 2021. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, I hope that you'll click the subscribe button as well. Clicking the notification bell will inform you when new content is added to my channel. It's a great way to show support. I have two criteria set for this countdown today. Number one, no AOKs will be in this countdown. That's because I was fortunate enough to receive more than 12 AOKs this past year, and I don't want anyone to feel slighted. I don't also want to count down an AOK saying this one is better than this one. Every AOK is special to me and unique for its own individual reasons, and thus I don't believe it belongs in a countdown. Number two, no mystery box or prize win books will be on this list. I want this to be comprised of books that I bought myself knowing I was going to get that specific issue when I plunked down my money. With those two rules having been established, we're ready to begin our countdown right now. Starting on our list at number 12 is The Incredible Hulk Volume 1, issue number 142, second appearance of Valkyrie. For those that don't know, Valkyrie's appearances have kind of a sordid history to them. Her first appearance in Avengers 83 actually was the Enchantress in disguise. Her second appearance, this comic book, was a different character. I think Samantha Parrington was her name, and it was her only appearance as Valkyrie. Then the Valkyrie that we know and are familiar with, although she looked exactly like these other two incarnations of Valkyrie, was Barbara Norris, and she appeared in Defenders number 4 for the first time as Valkyrie. Incidentally, kind of as an homage, Defenders number 4 was my number 12 book of my top 12 books of last year. So we have another Valkyrie appearance in, only it's in this year's list, also at the number 12 position. This was a book I was planning on picking up in 2022. It's one I found on eBay in really nice condition, and for whatever reason, no one else bid on it. And I thought the price is good. You just got to take advantage of it. So I scooped it up, and I'm happy to have it. And it kicks off the list of my top 12 back issues for 2021 in at number 12. Here's a book in at number 11 that heated up quite a bit prior to last year. It's The Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16 with the first appearance of Monica Rambeau. There she is on the cover as Captain Marvel. Of course, this character appeared in the WandaVision television show at the beginning of this year, which the speculation for that and her entry into the MCU really increased and raised the price of this book. This is a book, I have so many Captain Marvel appearances, Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel appearances, that I thought I had this. And I actually was shocked when I was going through my CLZ app and realized I don't have this. And the book started heating up and I thought, I better snag this as soon as I can, because it might get to the point of being out of my reach. And I was happy that I was able to. This book was one that was on my goal list for 2021, and it was one of the early ones that I accomplished on my goal list. It was actually a great story. The artwork is fantastic in this issue. I'm not really crazy about this cover, to be honest with you, which might be the original reason why I never picked it up when I was collecting as a child. It probably was this cover, it just wasn't my favorite. If she was facing forward, maybe. There's also a great splash page of Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel in this issue too that I love. If something similar to that had been the cover of this, I think that I wouldn't have missed it when it was originally released in my collection. But it's here now, and that's what counts, and it made my year-end list at number 11. And I'll also add in, I really did enjoy Monica Rambeau's portrayal in the WandaVision television series. We're at number 10. This book was the last book that was on my 2021 top 12 goal list that I achieved. I just got this very recently. It's Superman Volume 3, issue number 40, the John Romita Jr. 1:100 ratio cover. That's a mouthful. I love this image, first of all. And I think one of the reasons that it made my top 12 year-end list was, number one, because I love the cover. Number two, because it's a good story. And there actually is a fight between Superman and Wonder Woman in this issue, although it's more Wonder Woman and the other JLA members are testing Superman's strength. So it's not like an official fight. And number 3, I honestly didn't think I was going to get this book. As I said, it's a 1 in 100 ratio variant, and it's several years old, so there's not a lot of copies of this still floating around. Most of these have been scooped up by collectors. When I could find this book, the price was pretty high, and I just didn't want to pay an exorbitant amount just to have this book, just to say I completed my list. I found this book at a really great price. It's a VF, and there's a couple little indentations on the cover that I can see why it got a VF, but it displays so nicely. You have to look pretty close to see that, and they might be pressable as well. To get this in budget, very well in budget, I should say, I paid a lot less for it than I was expecting to, and I didn't want to pay super high prices to begin with. I actually thought I was going to probably have to pay $50 to get this book, and I got this considerably under $50. And for the fact of I didn't think I was going to get it, for the fact that the story was good, and for the fact that I love this cover, it comes in at number 10 on the top 12 back issues of 2021 list. Okay, at number 9 in the countdown, some early Silver Age, DC 100-page Super Spectacular, issue number 6. Look at that. So this is a book I've been familiar with for quite some time, and I've seen it in the wild off and on, but usually in really low grade. Even in low grade, it commands a pretty high price. When I saw this particular comic at a comic show for the price, and then I ended up buying some other books, so I got a bundle deal. I got it considerably under this $25 price tag that you saw on it. I couldn't resist it. There would have been huge FOMO had I not come home with this. So not only do we have this gorgeous Neal Adams cover, but it's a wraparound. I'm not going to take my copy out, but here on the insert, I'll show you the back cover. Take a look at that. Wow. Even a mod era non-powered Diana Prince appearance on the back cover, although she's not in the story. But it still helps me, as the completist that I am, working on my Wonder Woman non-powered era collection, just kind of the guest star appearances. Even if it's just a back cover guest star appearance, I still wanted it. I love this book. It probably would have gone on my 2022 goal list had I not been able to pick it up. I was going to settle in 2021 for a facsimile replica edition, which I did buy. And I got it. It said in the listing it would be near mint. It was nowhere close to near mint. And it was just a disappointment, and it got me thinking, why not just get the original? I'm so happy that I did, that it ended up on our year-end countdown. 8 is great, and so is Aquaman Volume 1, issue number 18. I didn't have any Silver Age Aquaman in my collection, and I knew I wanted to change that. As a matter of fact, for Volume 1, all I had was one issue, which came when they rebooted the title in the Bronze Age. So when I started thinking, what Silver Age Aquaman do I want to be able to add into my collection, I thought, ooh, The Wedding Between Aquaman and Mera would be a good one. That's a book I've known about since I was a child. And I thought, maybe in 2022, I'll add that to the goal list. And I was looking around to see what prices we're looking at for this particular issue when I happened upon this copy, which I got much cheaper than the $85 price tag that you see on here. Much, much cheaper. And I thought, not waiting. I think there'd be, once again, more FOMO if I waited and didn't pick this up now. So that's why it ended up in the collection in 2021, although it was going to be a 2022 goal list. It's kind of interesting as well that Mera was introduced in Aquaman issue number 11, and he married her in Aquaman issue number 18. So he was chasing her from the very beginning, I guess. But he got her, and that's what counted. It checks in on my list today at number 8. Like many comic collectors, I'm also a Neal Adams fan. As a matter of fact, you've already seen his work on this countdown, but now you're going to see it again in the number 7 spot. It's X-Men Volume 1, issue number 56. I was going through some back issues at a comic book store this summer. I saw this one, the price was good, and I thought, yeah, I think it's time to pick this one up. I've always been a fan of this cover. I love it. As a matter of fact, I think it also ties into the fact that X-Men 135, part of the Dark Phoenix storyline, which I love so much, is an homage to this cover. And I've had 135 since I was, a child collector. And I always thought it would be cool to have the original cover that that issue homages, and now I do have it. Love it. So good pickup, number 7 on my list for the year-end countdown. What if I told you that this series caused me some childhood trauma? First of all, it's What If Volume 1, Issue number 1, in at number 6 on our list. This is a book I've wanted for quite some time, and I was smart enough to scoop it up before the What If series on Disney Plus debuted earlier this year. It's a fantastic story about what if Spider-Man became a member of the Fantastic Four, thus making them the Fantastic Five. Some great artwork in this issue too. So as for that story of childhood trauma, in grade school, I had some friends that were also comic book collectors and readers, and during lunch, we were making a list of different superhero what-if scenarios. At recess that immediately followed lunch, an adult teacher grabbed my list, gathered a group of students around from all different grades, and started reading my list out loud. And after every scenario, she'd laugh and the entire group of kids would laugh at me. It was really humiliating. It's something that I remember, obviously traumatic. I never liked that teacher, Miss Arneson, Jean Arneson, who later became Jean Smith. Never liked her one bit after that scenario. So blaming him and naming him with my childhood trauma on my show today, but still love the comic book. Don't really care for the teacher. This is a lot of fun. At number 5 on our list, Batman, the Brave and the Bold, issue number 16. It's a Batman Wonder Woman team up. This book was so hard for me to find. Couldn't find it in the wild at all. Even looking on eBay, there was like one graded copy and that was it. I ended up finding it in a lot of other comic books, and luckily secured it that way for a price that was in my budget. The story was just fun. We have Batman, who has an egg-themed villain, Egghead, and then we have Wonder Woman, who has an egg-themed villain, Egg-Foo, and Egghead and Egg-Foo team up for this story. It's done in the style of the cartoon. So much fun. So glad I was able to get a copy of this book, and it ended up, as I said, at number 5 on my top 12 list for the year. Here's a comic book I've always wanted to read. It's Amazing Adventures number 11. I knew that this was the issue in which Beast turned into his furry form, but I had never read the issue before, and I was always curious exactly what happened. The story, it was okay. It wasn't his motivations that eventually led him to the furry state that he became and is still in was a little odd. The writing of it was a little bit odd, but I'm glad to have this issue. This book is starting to heat up a little bit, but to be honest, it's been undervalued for quite some time. I scooped up a copy this year. I know my friend and cover by panelist, Cookie from Just a Little Podcast. This was a book he was looking for this year, and he got a copy too. I got my copy. Incidentally, the same writer that did this to Beast also took the character, the cat, and made her into a furry version known as Tigra. So he kind of did the same thing that he did with Beast, just with a female character later on. And that book, Giant Sized Creatures number 1, where the cat becomes Tigra, was on my last year's top 12 back issue list. But this year, it's the first furry beast, a nice key at number 4. So when you spend the most money that you've ever spent on one particular comic book, it's got to make the list somewhere, right? Right, and it does at number 3 today. It's Sam Wilson, Captain America, issue number 7. This is a Wizard World exclusive cover, and it's my first and so far my only CGC Signature Series book, 9.8. And the reason that I bought it is for that signature. It's signed by Chris Evans. Chris Evans is my favorite actor of all time. I've been a fan of his even since before he started doing the superhero work. Just thought he was a good actor. And I have autographs of him already, but I really wanted one on a comic book. This cover might not particularly be my first choice to get signed, but they're so expensive, and this one was on sale. It fit my budget, and I bought it. And I don't have regrets. I'll say that I really like the cover a lot better once I saw it in person as opposed to the scans that I saw on the website. And who knows, maybe someday I'll sell it and use that money to upgrade and get a cover that I like better. I don't know. But for right now, I'm just enjoying the fact that I have it. Now, perhaps if there is a future CGC signing event with Anthony Mackie, I might consider getting this cracked and adding his signature to it as well. Needless to say, the heavy lifting, if I wanted to do a dual signature on this book, has already been accomplished with the Chris Evans signature. As I said, it's my most expensive comic book that I've ever bought so far, but I know for a fact that's going to change in 2022. You'll find more details about that in the future on this channel. But as of right now, let's enjoy this Chris Evans signed CGC 9.8 signature series for the Wizard World exclusive covered Sam Wilson Captain America number 7. It's number 3 on my top 12 back issue list for 2021 today. All right, we're up to the runner-up position at number 2 on my countdown, Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, issue number 70, the first Silver Age appearance of Catwoman. In all honesty, I really should have bought this book in 2020 or prior, because the prices started increasing in the end of 2020 into 2021. And I just thought if I wait too much longer, it might end up out of my reach. I'm glad I didn't wait. I'm glad I got this copy. The story was really good. I was really impressed. Sometimes Silver Age, especially Silver Age DC stories, are kind of out there a little bit. This was a fun story. It continues into the next issue, and I was able to pick up the follow-up issue, issue 71, and that story was very disappointing. There wasn't much Catwoman in it at all. But isn't it kind of odd that Catwoman's first Silver Age appearance would be in a Lois Lane comic book and not in a Batman title? I mean, this was her first appearance after like a 12-year gap of not being in any comic books too. So kind of crazy. But I'm happy I have this story. It's fun. It's something that I will enjoy rereading, and I definitely enjoy having it in my collection. Number 2 for the year. So we've counted them all down from number 12 to number 2. That leaves us the big book. What do you think is my number 1 back issue pickup for 2021? Let's reveal it now. Oh, come on, you knew there had to be a Wonder Woman comic book in here somewhere. How about Wonder Woman number 100? I went into 2021 needing 3 Wonder Woman Silver Age issues to have all of her issues from the Silver Age on up in her own title. And out of the 3 that I needed, this is the one that I think was the hardest to find, or at least the hardest to find within my budget. You don't see this book out and about in the wild very much. At least I don't. And you really don't see it online a whole lot either. So I was happy to get a copy that did fall into budget, even though it's low grade. It still makes me happy. It was a fun story to read and a perfect addition to my collection. It wasn't the last out of the 3 issues of Wonder Woman that I needed to have her entire Silver Age run and her title on up. But it's probably the one that means the most to me, just from how hard it was to find in budget. So in addition, it was also my number 1 goal book of 2021. So I was happy to accomplish that, so much so that it ended up as my number 1 back issue of the entire year of 2021. Yes. So there you have it, my top 12 back issues of 2021. What did you think? I hope you'll leave me a comment below and tell me your thoughts about those. If you have any of those books in your collection, if you're putting any of them into your goal list for the future, what were your top 12 back issue pickup of 2021? I want to know that too. Let's dialogue about all of these things and anything else that you want to in the comment section below, as your comments are always welcomed, encouraged, and appreciated. Thank you for watching my video today. I know we've been doing some year-end stuff. 2021, the year-end slabs. We also did my 2022 goal list video for the back issues that I'm going to be going after in 2022. So if you haven't checked that video out, I hope that you'll spend some time with that too, and we'll see what progress I can make on that in the future. Your friendship and support means the world to me. Thank you so much for watching this video. As I said at the beginning, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, I hope you'll take this opportunity to subscribe because it's a great way to show support to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share this video and this channel with someone else that you think might enjoy it. I appreciate you so much and hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day.